Hey everyone, welcome back to CAF's Heroes of Sport. My name is Bob Babbitt, co-founder of Challenge Athletes Foundation. Every week we get to meet one of the world's greatest challenged athletes, and this week is no different. Bailey Moody joins us. She is a member of the 2020 U.S. Paralympic basketball team. She's going to be heading off to Tokyo really soon. Bailey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. How about you?
I am spectacular. So take me back. Growing up, you played everything, right? Basketball, tennis, softball, pretty much every sport.
Yeah, I have always been active. I've been a jock since day one. And, I've pretty much tell people that I tried everything under the sun and it always kept coming back to basketball.
So age 10, you've got a sore in your leg, and it was examined by your aunt who realized that you probably need to go see a doctor. Was that Aunt Jennifer?
Yeah, it was. It was my Aunt Jen. We credit her with saving my life because we wouldn't have gone to the doctor soon enough if she hadn't said anything.
Yeah, because again, you're 10 years old, and it wasn't anything that looked that major, right? And Jennifer Skisick is a physical therapist, so she looked at it and knew right away this was something important.
Yeah, it was a lump under my skin in my knee that was causing me a lot of pain, but we thought, it's probably just a sports injury or some sort of growing pains or something. So we didn't, think it to be that severe until people started saying things about it, particularly her.
And especially when you get in there, it's diagnosed with a stage 4 osteosarcoma. And from the diagnosis to the point where it was pretty clear that you were going to have to lose your leg, how long was that period of time, and how tough was that for you?
It all happened kind of quickly, and with me being 10, I, didn't really understand exactly what was going on. To me, old people get cancer and that's it. But
Yeah.
I had the pain for about 6 weeks, and then after the scans, things, by that next week, I was starting chemo. So like things were moving really, really quickly. Within a span of 3 or 4 days, I had already, seen several doctors and been taken to the hospital to start my treatment. So it all turned around quickly, and I guess at first I didn't really know what to expect. And then life changed. So
So in terms of finding, as somebody who was very sporty, finding sport again was obviously going to be important to you. How long was it after the amputation where you realized, hey, wait, there's sport out here for me?
I spent a lot of time, I chose to amputate my leg. I had a lot of options. There were options for me to keep my leg, but it wouldn't have allowed me to play the sports that I wanted to do and be as active as I wanted to be and just live an active lifestyle. And so, my whole goal from the beginning was to get back to playing basketball. And so that's immediately what I started to work towards. So I had my amputation and I got my first leg in October of 2012, October, November, right after I finished chemo. And I was sort of playing a version of rec league basketball, walking the ball down the court by that next season. So it all moved pretty quickly. And I wouldn't say that I was back to where I wanted to be until maybe a year and a half later, where I was, being able to move the way that I wanted to and in less pain. And then, we found Paralympic sports, we found adaptive sports, and I quickly moved from trying to play on my middle school team to finding a wheelchair basketball team to play with, and I loved it. And that's what stuck. And I realized that there's a whole nother level out there, and the opportunities that this brings, and the things that I can experience because I play this sport, because I and the platform that I have, with the level that I play at is far greater than I could have had with two legs.
So in 2014, you start playing wheelchair basketball, and right away, did you realize, okay, I could be pretty good at this?
I got in a chair. I was very hesitant to get in a chair at first because, it wasn't familiar to me. And I was like, I don't use a chair every day. Why do I play sports in a chair?
Mm,
But then I realized, this sport is so much fun, and the playing field is even, and I can keep up now. And
yeah.
and you know the opportunities for me to travel and to play at a high level, like I wasn't really going to go very far with playing. If I had two legs, I wouldn't have gone very far to play at higher levels. It's just such a big pool. And so to get opportunities to play now and to work and get better and and play, for my country is incredible.
Yeah, well, and also, how helpful was it? You had two brothers, two sisters. I'm sure they didn't give you a lot of sympathy. They were probably helping to push you along just a little bit.
Yeah, and my parents too. They all push me and they push me hard and they know that I can accomplish great things if I just work hard at it. And that's always something my parents have taught me is like we work hard in this family and like we go for it. And they're like we believe in you. You can do whatever you want to do. And we'll be behind you. And my siblings and my parents, they've all done that and they're my biggest fans.
So, and it's not like you're joining a team that doesn't have a rich history. We're talking the U.S. Team USA has won the gold medal 2004, 2008, 2016. Not too much pressure, right? So, becoming part of Team USA and going to the World Championships in 2018, and I'm guessing that might have been your first international trip as an athlete going to Hamburg. How just special was that whole time for you?
It's surreal, and it's not something that you can imagine that you would feel. Like, you can kinda get an idea, but it's you don't have any idea what it feels like until you put USA across your chest and you start playing in another country. It's a pride that I've never experienced before. It's a sense of gratitude that I've never experienced before, and it kind of brings everything full circle. Like, I went through all of these really, really hard things, but now I'm here and I'm getting to do this, and it's incredible.
And you guys took sixth place at the Worlds in 2018. And when take me through the process of becoming part of the team, of becoming named to the Paralympic team for 2020. Obviously, there's a lot of people looking to do that. You're the youngest member of the team. Uh, how tough was it? How challenging was it just to get chosen to be on the team?
So initially making the team in 2020, it was incredibly nerve-wracking for me because, you know, we making a Paralympic team is a whole nother ballgame. Like, it's crazy, and it's something that you're like you've been working towards for so long, and it means so much, and so there's a lot on the line. And making the team last year was incredible, and I had worked really hard, and I knew I had worked really hard, and I knew that I deserved to be there based on how hard I had worked and how much better I had gotten. And then having a whole nother year with COVID, losing some players, and having to fill some more spots with 2021, like, it's the finish line got moved, but I'm still super pumped to be here and excited to still be working towards this.
And are you the youngest on the team?
Right now we have one 17-year-old on the team that just got named to the team at our last training camp.
Very cool. And are you at University of Alabama?
I am. I'll be a sophomore in the fall.
And I'm guessing that you probably wouldn't have been playing college basketball if it wasn't for playing wheelchair basketball, right?
Oh, there's no way. I mean, like, with one leg, I was working hard and all the people around me were getting faster, and I was, faster, but still not the fastest. And so to have this opportunity now, to play on a college team, for wheelchair basketball and to win a national championship, and to be able to get an education that way and go to school, it's incredible. And these opportunities are endless.
I was reading that you wear number 43. And why do you wear number 43?
So when I was sick, I think it's important to preface that I grew up an Auburn fan. My mom went to Auburn. My aunt went to Auburn. My dad went to Auburn for grad school. My uncle went to
Yeah.
Auburn. So, going to Alabama is a shock for the family. But
I'm amazed they still talk to you.
Philip Letzenkirchen was a football player at Auburn. He wore the number 43. And when I was sick, um, we developed a friendship. He would send me, game day photos, and I was cheering him on. He, would come to visit me in the hospital, and then he passed away in a drunk driving accident. And so I wear 43 in his honor.
Very cool. And so now with being in Colorado Springs, what is the build up to the games? I'm sure you're staying sort of quarantined so you don't get near anybody else besides your teammates. Is it take me through a day? What do you guys do?
Well, so I have to quarantine before every camp. So I come in 5 days early, I quarantine, and then we start camp and we do, a normal, 3 sessions a day plus a weightlifting session for 3 to 5 days, depending on how long the camp is. And we work on our skills. We work on individual skills, team skills, defense, offense plays. We run scrimmages. We do all of those things to try and get ready. We try and build team cohesion, team bonding on and off the court, and just try and, get together and become a team and work towards that so that we can do the best that we can in Tokyo.
So one of my favorite people on the planet is a guy named Trooper Johnson. And I mean, there's nobody else who's made our national team 15 times, right? And he's the coach. Talk a little about Trooper and what he brings to the table.
Trooper obviously brings a lot of skill. He's one of the best players of all time. Like, he brings a lot of basketball knowledge and a lot of just experience to the table and to the team. And that shows, every time we step on a court, he's got all these ideas. I was a little kid from juniors when I started trying out for the team, and he's kind of taught me a lot about playing basketball, little techniques to do to change my push, to make me faster, change my shot. He's definitely very offensive oriented. So I've done a lot of shot work and just ways to build up my speed and work on, reading the court. But he's brought my knowledge of the game up so much. And, he brings a lot to in that aspect to the table.
We must bring a lot of confidence when you guys head over to Tokyo, knowing how many medals this guy has won. You're going to be prepared. And I'm guessing the goal is, if you're going to go there and you're going to be potentially on a podium, you really don't want to be looking up at anybody. You'd sort of rather be at the top of the podium and come home with a gold medal. Is that your goal?
Oh, for sure. We've got a job to do. Like, that's exactly what we're going to do. And that's the goal. And I don't like to lose. None of us like to lose. So that's what we want to do. We want to win a gold medal.
So your aunt Jen obviously runs our CAF program up in Idaho and has done an amazing job. Talk a little about Jen, and like you said, she was the one who spotted what was going on, and you were stage 4 when they realized what was going on. If you guys hadn't gone in that early, you might not have made it.
Yeah, she and I are very similar in a lot of aspects, but we spend a lot of time together, and so she knew me really well. And she also is very talented in her field, and she's a physical therapist, and she knows what's right and what's wrong and what looks weird and what should go get checked out. And so she, just looked at my knee and was like, yeah, this isn't normal. Like, this is not just something a 10-year-old goes through. This is something that you need to get looked at. And, she hadn't been there in that place in that time. Who knows how long it would have gone on,
So I'm not sure how exposed you've been to Challenge Athletes Foundation so far, but hopefully we'll be doing some good stuff with you in the future.
Oh, for sure. I hope so.
Love it. Hey, Bailey, have a wonderful time at the Paralympics. COVID, no COVID, you're going to the games. You're going to be going in the opening ceremonies, closing ceremony, all that cool stuff. And hopefully you'll come home with one of those things draped around your neck. That'd be pretty fun.
That would for sure.
Thank you so much for joining us on CAF's Heroes of Sport. Our guest again, Bailey Moody. Thanks, Bailey, and have a great time in Tokyo.
Thank you.